Phillips.
Y'all need to help Stephen Phillips out over there. Out the door and off the radio.
Here's Stephen Phillips.
All righty. Good Friday morning, everybody. I'm here to testify that Harry Vaughn is a moron. A moron. Are you kidding me? Why is ICE agents wearing masks? Y'all actually talked about that, and he's like, why do they wear a mask? Why do they wear a mask? What the heck's wrong with him, Pat?
I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah.
Does he not realize that there are death threats and people doing face recognition and getting their addresses and their phone numbers and then trying to kill them? Tom Homan, the other week, we were talking about that.
Tom Homan can't even live with his wife because of death threats.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna tell you something. I'm speaking because I've been there. I have been there because we had the possum drop and I had PETA after me and the rest of my buddies. And I'm gonna tell you, man, they're ruthless. They're ruthless. Ruthless.
I'm agreeing with you, Stephen. You don't hear me objecting to anything you're saying. I'm with you.
Come on, man. And why do the protesters? We're gonna have the protesters. Are you going to that tomorrow?
No, man. I'm doing my own thing.
Yeah, we got the flash.
Aren't you doing something productive?
I'm doing something. I will be raising money for first responders in Towns County. That's what I will be doing tomorrow.
Raising money.
Everyone is invited to come to the summer heat at the Georgia Mountain Fairgrounds beginning at 10 a.m. and have a good time.
Well, that's
Food
good,
trucks,
man.
live music, all sorts of cool.
That's all for you,
yeah. Are there any good bands playing there, or are they all? Or is it just yours?
Well, mine's one of the good ones. Switchback will be playing. Quick Brown Fox will be playing. Roy Perrin will be playing.
Oh, the Elvis is going to be there.
Elvis will be in the building, and then of course, Struck by Lightning will be there as well.
Oh, there you go. Roy's a preacher now.
Is he?
Yeah, he's preaching now. I wonder if he does it in his Elvis outfit.
That would be awesome.
Hallelujah. Yeah, he's got a part-time job with those wedding chapels out in Vegas, right?
Yeah, don't
Get
be
you an
cruel.
Elvis wedding.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Had this text come through.
Uh-oh.
I love how Harry is all upset right now because tax dollars could go to charter schools. He's mad that his tax dollars are going to these kind of schools. Yet I'm sure he's perfectly happy to have his tax dollars go to trans surgeries for 2-year-olds.
Didn't they just have some kind of something where this you said or us aid was somebody was skimming off the top like
someone?
Well, I'm just saying
like one guy. Wow.
Yeah, just one guy.
That guy must be loaded.
Yeah.
Man, it's interesting. As soon as they take their funding away, the Democrat Party is starts going.
They're broke.
You know?
Yeah. Massive fraud. Let's see, where is that? Massive fraud uncovered at the agency. That's what it is with the Doge. So they got another Small Business Administration.
SBA. That's right. That's Kelly Loeffler.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. The scale was crazy. So I don't know, man. That's unreal. I don't know. It's skimming stuff. We're doing it all wrong, man. We're doing it all. I don't understand. I get up every morning, I go to work. I got nothing.
Yeah.
You got these folks that just, like to get into politics, and they're rich.
Sit down at a desk.
What am I doing?
It's amazing how that works, isn't it?
I don't understand.
It's almost like they've got inside information.
It's like Bernie Sanders talking about the rich in third person.
Yeah.
He's like,
how many houses does Bernie have?
You see Joe Rogan shut him down pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
You see that?
I didn't see that. What happened?
He's just calling him out on the climate change thing and being like, actually, no, here's the data. And he's like, I didn't see that.
I don't know that. I don't have that information.
I love that.
I love your voice. Do my voice, Steve.
Do my voice, Steve.
Do Harry's. Hey, we have got Andrew Clyde supposed to be calling in today.
Yeah.
Stephen, what's with the shirt?
Hey, it's the new me, man. It's the new me. What do you think?
You got Sasquatch surfing.
Hurts my eyes there, buddy.
Are you kidding, man? I got
Holy
my
cow.
shirt on. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a big change from your normal gray t-shirt.
Every now and then you have to turn over a new leaf. You know what I'm saying?
You're in full celebratory mode, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm not going to buy a Prius or nothing like that. But yeah, I like my shirt. Yeah.
All right.
Democrats are corrupt.
Yeah. Did you hear about, speaking of that, Act Blue? You know what Act Blue is?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're being subpoenaed. They're a fundraising organization for the left, and they've been subpoenaed because apparently their fundraising methods involve things like credit card fraud that kind of thing. Allegedly.
If you'll get some money, baby, that's the way to do it.
Yeah. Apparently, like instead of encouraging their workers to verify the credit card information, they're teaching them how to go around it and just accept it. Just get the money.
All right, get that beeper button ready, Steve, because we got
dear.
got Mike on here going to do a Stephen Phillips impression.
Oh, here we go.
All righty now. Steve Phillips here coming in sideways this morning. And y'all know that I'm known for my organizational skills. So come on down to Hilltop Storage.
Hey, there you talking.
There you go.
You're doing good, man.
All right, guys.
Didn't even need the beeper.
What are you
Nicely
doing
done.
up so early? Where you at?
I'm at Trash Your Treasure selling tools.
Oh, I love it. We'll be over here shortly and get us some trash.
Yeah. You better come quick. My stuff's going quick.
All right, man. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Mike.
All right.
Hey, come by and get you a free T-shirt. I got a T-shirt for you for that performance there.
You're the best, Packy.
Thanks, buddy.
You're the best, Packy, because you give away free stuff, man. You know, Packy, we did a deal. He had a fundraiser he did, man, and that really worked out really good.
Let me guess. I sold pot brownies. Let me guess. Is that what we did?
Well, I don't know. We raised it's like $5,000, and he's like, okay, we need to keep. I think it was 40,
one for me,
4,800 or something. We kept for a minute.
Administrative fees.
There's overhead. The margins are small. What are you gonna do?
We give the poor old folks. They got like $200 out of it. They were glad to get it though, but you know.
Costs money to make money.
Yeah, that's what
Costs money to make money.
Yeah, you guys stick with Packy, man. He knows how to make the money, no doubt. So anyway, well, let's jump to a quick break. Hopefully, we got Andrew Clyde. He should be calling in about the halfway point. Yeah, and see what's going on with that. And I know a lot of folks appreciate what he's done with the damn spillway thing or whatever it is. So, Pat, are you look at what are you doing?
I'm listening to you, Stephen.
It looks like he's staring incredulously at you.
Yeah,
I am. I still
The
don't
marbles
believe the
coming
shirt,
out of your
but
mouth.
yeah.
The shirt and the hat don't go together, by the way.
What do you say that for?
You need a straw summer hat.
I guess you're right. I do, don't I? But I need
Yeah.
the fedora. Yeah.
Gotta be the fedora.
We'll be back on the other side. All righty, we're back with you. I reckon Mersey Dose wants us to ask about the national blueprint for the biofence. I don't know exactly what she's talking about unless she's talking about the agro-terrorism thing going on with China.
I did a little bit of research into this, and it looks like it's a think tank. It was formerly known as the Blue Ribbon Panel on Biodefense back in 2014 to 2019. It is bipartisan, it says, but when you look at the people, you got a whole bunch of Democrats that are here, but it is what it is. They're talking about the threats against our livestock, against our agriculture. I'm not sure. I've never really heard of the national blueprint for biodefense before now.
Agro-terrorism is what they're calling it.
Yeah, agro-terrorism. And we know, Steve, we were just talking about it, that they did catch those Chinese students bringing in the Chinese fungus that was, in fact, an agro-terrorism agent. It would have destroyed the crops.
It is a lab-grown organism, they said. Lab-grown organism. There you go, the China. Did we just get a trade deal with China?
We just did. I don't know too much about it.
Is that part of the trade? They send in bio things over?
Yeah. There's no tariff on any bioterrorism agents that they send over.
Okay. Well, you got Pat.
No, not.
Do we have a trade deal with China? I don't remember
They
an
announced
announcement
something
about it.
briefly last night.
Right.
I didn't really read into it because I was tired, but I saw something briefly.
Yeah, I don't think we have a deal yet. So that's
Well,
still
we're
up
getting
in the air.
close. I don't think we ought to do no deal with China. I think we ought to just cut them off.
Trump says the U.S. is. You want to get that?
Yeah, I got it.
Trump says the
Collectors,
U.S.
man, they don't give up. I'm telling you, okay, we know he's there.
U.S. has signed a trade deal with China on trade, but he has not given any details.
Yeah.
Trump says U.S. has signed a trade deal with China.
A big, beautiful trade deal with China. Communist trade.
But at this point, Trump could say agro-terrorism is bad, and Democrats would say it's good. Just be arguing with him.
Okay. Gary Chapman actually sent me a thing yesterday, and it's actually the truth. He got more coverage over the F-bomb than he did actually the real bomb.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, honestly, he's like,
yeah,
really. I mean,
No, it's not every presidents in the past have dropped bombs on people. So it's not a big deal, but presidents very rarely drop the F-bomb.
Yeah, I remember Joe Biden did. This is a big blanking deal. You remember
Yeah,
that?
but he didn't mean to. It was a stage whisper that gave him away.
Yeah.
You're saying he had no idea because he was not in control of his mental faculties? Is that what you're saying?
I don't think he was in control of anything. His physical faculties or
Okay,
his,
so he just had what do they call it, the 14-day war, 12-day war.
12-day war.
Yeah, ended it, actually settled peace in the Middle East, just kind of settled down now. But that's not a big deal. The fact that they used the F-bomb,
Yeah.
that's the news.
Did I see, speaking of peace in the Middle East, didn't I see something that more countries are talking about possibly signing on to the Abraham Accords now? Pat, did you see anything about that?
I did not. I did not. So, but it would make sense. I mean,
Certainly would.
think about what he's done, and would you like that done to your country, or would you like to try to figure out a way to have a relationship with Israel?
I don't. I
Figure
think
it
I think
out.
it goes deeper than that. I think that a lot of people are terrified of Iran, and I think that now that they have decimated, or we think that they've decimated their nuclear program, I think people are less scared of them and more willing to do business with Israel. So more people would sign on to the Abraham Accords, don't you think? I mean, don't you think? I mean, Iran is a bully over there. I mean, in the Middle East.
Right.
Yeah,
Some could say Israel is too, but I mean, Iran is definitely.
I don't see Israel bombing people. I don't see that. I don't see that happening.
I mean,
Israel.
Look, Syria allowed
Wait.
Israel bombs a
You
crap out
don't
of
see them bombing people?
They
No.
just bomb people.
What have they been doing in Iran for the last 10 days or whatever?
How'd that get started, Pat?
It was off of the slaughter that the Iranians did. The
October 7th.
October 7th.
yeah.
Okay, so is that not justified?
Well, wait a minute. I didn't say it was justified or not justified. You said I don't see Israel bombing anybody.
Okay, I don't see Israel bombing people that don't need to be bombed. How about that? Is that better?
Yeah, well, I
Is that-
forgot.
Yeah, really?
That's going to be the new tenet, the Stephen
know,
Phillips tenet.
Yeah,
You deserve killing, so you're dead.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Daddy said, look, if you got a bully and you punch him right in the nose, he'll quit. And that's pretty much the way, Israel's doing it right now. He's punching right. And that's the thing Iran is, they're bullies. And they almost were. They got that nuclear thing. But they don't even have, they ain't got no, they got airplanes.
They lost
used to.
50% of them.
I don't think they got nothing. I mean,
They don't have them now.
It's like a little chihuahua or something. You know what I'm saying?
Going back to what Packy was saying earlier, I mean, look, if Syria is allowing Israel of all countries to fly over their airspace to attack Iran, and then gets quoted as saying every blow to Iran is a benefit, I think that kind of proves Packy's
People
point.
don't like Iran.
People don't like Iran,
and they're scared of Iran.
Yeah.
And I think that now that we've taken a lot of their stuff out, they're going to be
Well,
more willing to be part of the Abraham Accords.
Nobody
and do business
has-
with Israel. And
Has anybody comes to Iran's defense at all? China,
Cuba.
Russia, anybody?
Cuba has
Cuba?
Venezuela, North Korea.
Oh, what's Cuba?
Wasn't China
I'm
China
talking
supplying them with parts too?
I'm gonna
With
say
weapons?
I think wasn't Venezuela sending some things up there?
Yeah, there were a few outlier nations that
Yeah.
were supporting Iran, but Pecky's right. But I think the real issue is they don't want to go against their Muslim brothers.
Well, are they in fact Muslim brothers? I mean, are they Shiite versus Sunni and all that? Because is there in fact is there cohesion there? I don't know.
it all
Well,
boils down
in the
to money, man.
big grand scheme of the Muslim Brotherhood, there is.
Yeah. Is the Muslim Brotherhood Sunni or Shia? Do you know? I don't know. Shia.
It's both.
It's both.
Yeah.
So you're saying that should be the modicum of world peace is to everyone act like that?
I don't
think
embrace your.
I
I
embrace
didn't
your-
say anything along that line.
I think that's right.
I don't know where your ears heard that one.
I'm
But
just extrapolating.
I don't
man.
think.
Yeah.
I think that the Muslim Brotherhood is a Sunni.
You think it's Sunni?
Pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
You have to look that up.
well, you'll figure it all out when they move into New York because they're definitely coming up there as hard as they can come. I reckon they're trying to kick that guy out of the state. I mean, out of the United States of America, ain't he? Because
50 Cent is.
50 Cent will pay him to
50
go.
Cent.
They got something where he lied on his where he filled out the application or something like that. He was a rapper. That's enough to kick him out right there. I think he's a rapper.
how about the fact that Andrew Cuomo is still going to be on the November ballot?
Is he really?
Yes.
Yeah, he qualified as an independent simultaneously with filing as a Republican or a Democrat.
Mhm.
Wow.
So had he won the Democrat primary, he would have been on the ballot twice.
Twice. Yeah.
That's anxious to see what happens. I
Who's
reckon-
Harry rooting for, Pat? Have you asked Harry? Have you guys talked about that at all? on
He
your
likes-
show?
I'm not sure that Harry knows where New York is.
Yeah, he's for
Have
the,
you guys talked about that at all? And y'all,
No.
y'all said that
No.
couldn't get it in between Orange Man Bads, could you? It wouldn't fit, huh?
Oh, geez, Packy. It's Friday. We're almost in the weekend. Lighten up.
Well, now this guy, what's his name?
I know I
What's
got to
his-
go all the way to Monday without giving you a hard
What's
time.
this guy's name?
Which-
Mandama
Mamdani.
Mandani.
I've been working on that. Mamdani.
Yeah, according to the Babylon Bee, there he's got a few things he's wanting to do. He's going
Oh,
to
wow.
Times Square. He's going to rename to Red Square. That ought to be good.
That's a thing.
Yeah, Red Square. He's creating a special camps where the city's Jewish population can be concentrated. So,
No.
yeah, that's what they're doing.
No.
Yeah, according to this, I'm just, yeah. They're actually developing a state-run shoplifting center, so that ought to be good, don't you think? I mean, he's got some pretty good stuff here he's talking about doing.
There's probably a community requirement that we mention that the Babylon Bee is satire.
Satire.
Well,
Not unlike
Just
this
in
show.
case any of your audience actually goes to war over the things you're saying.
What do you mean satire? He didn't satire about this. It's Babylon Bee. I got this right off a cat turd.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the news sources that we use.
Oh, well, let's jump to a break because I think he normally calls in. What time does he call in, Pat?
I hope he calls in at 8:30.
There you go. Let's
We'll
jump
see.
to a quick break, see if we can get him back on here and see what's going on with all that. Let's talk to Andrew Clyde. So we're going to take a break. All righty, we're back with you. The phone has not rung, but Packy's on it. Packy's on it. Packy's on it. I reckon Trump has won over a lifelong Democrat auto worker. How about that with the big, beautiful bill, vehicle loan tax benefit. So we get to deduct our taxes on our loan
For loan payments.
on cars.
Yeah, that's interesting because I would have told you back when I was still practicing law that if you want to do that, you'd have to set up an LLC and you'd have to then have the LLC own the car because only businesses could at the time deduct those payments. Individuals couldn't. But with this, if you can, you don't need to go to that
Wait,
structure
I can't
anymore.
deduct that.
I
gotta go do it.
I'll be right back.
Oh,
Yeah, what about dependents? Can dogs be dependents? I mean,
You got to talk to your accountant about that, man.
I'm just trying to get everything I can. Yeah.
Speaking of lawyers, did you see that Hunter Biden's lawyers are suing him for non-payment of legal fees?
No.
Yeah, the guy didn't pay his legal fees.
Oh, how about
he owes
that?
him like $50K. And they defended him like in a criminal matter.
So now
He
if he
needs to sell a couple of paintings to
Yeah.
pay his attorneys.
Yeah.
they're not as valuable as they once were.
What?
was that?
No,
Yeah,
that's
they
why
really-
I said a couple.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the lawyers.
No, I'm talking about his paintings. I think they went down. Didn't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah, they did right after January.
So now if he didn't pay his bill, that client privilege thing, is that still up?
No, yeah, it's still up.
Really? Even though
Yeah.
you're going to get paid?
Yeah.
Really? I think you ought to say, all right, you didn't pay me. I'm going to put you out of here. We got him?
we got him.
All right. Hey, we got Congressman Andrew Clyde with us. Glad to have him here. What you been up to, man?
Well, good morning, y'all. Great to be with you on WJRB.
Yeah, you sound so excited.
Yay.
Happy Friday to you, Congressman.
Oh, man.
It's been a long and very rough week, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, it has been. I'm going to tell you, man, right now, off the get-go, you're the hero here in this part of the county or part of the country
Yeah,
because
you are.
everybody is very thankful for the TVA deal that's going on with the dam spillway. We appreciate that. I want to say that.
Well, you're very welcome, and it was very it was a great resolution, I think, working with TVA, honestly, and they were very sensitive to the economic impact that this would have, and I made it real clear to them, and they went out on their own as well, and to look at what it would do to the community, and looking at their 4 proposals, they completely eliminated the one that was like the 7-year drawdown of the lake and complete drawdown of the lake. And I mean, that would have just devastated the community.
Yeah.
And so having now a maximum of 2 years of drawdown, but then again, only in the off season.
Right.
Okay, is a massive win for the community, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Well, they were also sensitive to a U.S. congressman calling them to ask them what the heck was going on.
Yeah, I think that had a lot to do with it. Yeah, we got you a free T-shirt over here for all the work you've done.
Oh, well, thank you, Joe. I will proudly wear it.
They're very nice T-shirts.
Oh,
Congressman Clyde.
man, we were just talking. Hey, we've been doing some bombing. We've got a lot going on in the world today, and I'm a little upset with Trump because he sent all them planes over there to do all that bombing. He didn't call and invite none of us rednecks to go with him because, we like blowing stuff up.
I just really wanted to watch. That was all,
Yeah, I'm with you. So, golly, what do you think about all that's going on? You got CNN saying, they didn't do anything. They just barely scuffed the ground. And, man, what kind of world are we living in today?
Well, that's why CNN's ratings are, like through the bottom of the trash can.
Yeah.
I mean, but hey, it just goes to prove that peace through strength, all right, is a winning strategy.
Amen.
Not just a slogan. That is a winning strategy. Ronald Reagan used it in the 1980s,
right?
And Donald Trump is using it now because that's what you have to be. It's I guess Teddy Roosevelt. Speak softly and carry a big stick. Well,
exactly.
In this case, speak softly and carry a B2. I mean,
with about 14 bunker busters.
I'm gonna tell you, man.
That's exactly right.
These military
and a few other precision munitions. I think they dropped 75 total precision guided munitions in that into Iran and completely and totally obliterated that nuclear program.
Wow.
I mean,
that's outstanding.
So the president, just reinforced that we're the United States.
Yeah.
And we're not going to allow the number one sponsor of terrorism in the entire world to get the most dangerous weapon in the entire world. I mean, they'd use it on Israel. They would use it on us. It was proven that they were building longer and longer range missiles. Why? To threaten the entire world. Well, really to threaten us. And so that got terminated.
I'm going to tell you.
Let me ask you a question real quick, Andrew. So I made a point a little while ago that I think that you'll see more countries doing business with Israel, and you'll see more countries joining the Abraham Accords, because I think a lot of countries were scared of Iran. I think that they're kind of a bully over there. Would you agree with that? That you'll see more, now that this has happened?
I think you're spot on. Absolutely. I think the Abraham Accords will be expanded. I think that that more folks will do business with Israel. I think that Hamas is going to be completely and totally terminated. I believe that that the Gaza Strip will go back to Israel's sovereignty. I mean, we tried the two-state solution for over 20 years. Israel pulled all of their people out of Gaza in 2005, and that entire piece of land became literally the two-state solution. And what did the Palestinians, what did Hamas do with it? They created a proxy terror state funded by Iran. And October 7th was their battle cry. And they said that they would do it over and over and over again. The only thing that will resolve that is to eliminate Hamas, move the folks out of Gaza, and take that land back and make it a sovereign Israeli territory.
I'm with you on that. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you though, man, this operation that the military pulled off is absolutely hats off to all the people involved in that, because I mean they flew over there, they did the mission, not even got shot at. They didn't get shot at going in, going out. I mean, it was absolutely spot on.
Yeah.
Hey,
Andrew, while we're talking about defense, one of our listeners had a question. How familiar are you with this national blueprint for biodefense? Are you familiar with that at all?
I am not.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't either.
Yeah, it's throwed us a loop. But I do have another question here. They says, is it true that they did pass the bill on no tax on tips and overtime pay?
In the House, we passed it. It has not passed the Senate yet. As a matter of fact, we're having serious problems with the Senate parliamentarian who has taken a number of incredibly good provisions out of the bill and ruled them not Byrd compliant.
Yeah.
And that's due to Senator Byrd, but this is the thing. If you really look at the Senate parliamentarian put in place by Harry Reid, all right, appointed not elected.
Right.
And this is a highly partisan Democrat hack.
Mm-hmm.
And this person needs to be fired. I mean, when you have things like blocking measures, eliminating measures to block illegal aliens from receiving Medicaid. Seriously?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just wrong. And then, of course, she eliminated the Second Amendment provisions. All right, that's clearly a tax. I mean, how can you say that it has to, comply with or have an impact on the budget, either up or down, and you say a tax does not do that? That's absolutely wrong.
Right.
So, I mean, the Senate's got some work to do here, and I don't know what the end result's going to be. I don't know if this Senate parliamentarian is eventually going to get fired. I don't know if the president of the Senate, which is our vice president, whether he's going to step in and say, I'm sorry, but your rulings are clearly partisan, and they're clearly not compliant with the Byrd rule. And we, the elected representatives, the senators and the vice president, we will determine what is compliant with the Byrd rule and what isn't. I really think that's what the senators need to do, but I'm not a senator,
Andrew,
Congressman, I have a question. The last time we talked a little bit about what you just articulated. I was under the impression that you had gotten the Second Amendment provisions in the bill pre-cleared from the parliamentarian.
Well, that's what we were told. You're absolutely correct. So how in the world can it have been pre-cleared? Okay, when the House voted on it, okay, then before it was actually sent to the Senate itself, we had another amendment that came back. After the bill was pre-cleared with the parliamentarian, there were a couple of fixes, and we had to vote a second time on a what they called technical corrections, which were a little bit more than technical corrections. And that that was done after the bill was pre-cleared with the Senate parliamentarian. And I'm like, okay, so how is it now that it was okay then, but it's not okay now?
Wow, she hung up on the fact that it's a different version, and so therefore it is no longer pre-cleared. Was that her mentality?
We're working through that right now. Literally the ruling came out just a couple hours ago.
Wow.
So we're working with the senators to see, how we can work around her ruling, or whether or not her ruling just has to be completely ignored.
Speaking of,
isn't this all being driven by the fact that we're doing it by reconciliation rather than the regular order of business?
Yes, that's correct. That's correct. But reconciliation is part of the regular order of business. It's just a different way. Okay.
But it has restrictions on it as to what can be in that bill. It has to be things with spending and revenue.
Budget. That's correct. It has to deal with revenue. Well, what is the $200 tax? That has to do with revenue. I mean, it's completely obvious that that this ruling is wrong. I mean, how can you say that that eliminating a tax doesn't have a direct impact on revenue? It does.
Yeah.
So it would be absolutely Byrd compliant.
The ruling of the parliamentarian, though, is not written in stone. That the senators do have the option of accepting the ruling or rejecting it and moving on it.
That's correct. You're absolutely correct, Pat. I mean, the senators do have that option.
And Andrew, isn't that what just happened too? You mentioned earlier that the parliamentarian had tried to remove the ban on illegal immigrants from receiving Medicaid SNAP benefits. But I think I read this morning that the Senate put it back into the BBB?
Well, this is the thing. Sometimes what they'll do is they'll simply rewrite it. Okay.
Okay.
So we're working through all that right now. You saw what came out yesterday. All right, a lot of very significant rulings that affect the big bill, the big beautiful bill. But this, what came out this morning were about 4 or 5 more rulings that will significantly affect it. So it's in the Senate's lap right now to see how we can work through that, how they can work through that. And we're just literally getting feedback from them, all the
Bottom
time.
line, Congressman, it probably isn't a July 4th on the president's desk, right?
And that's looking a little more tough. You're absolutely right. I mean, we're ending session today. So if the Senate actually does vote on something and actually approve something, we're coming right back in session before July the 4th. And that's gonna screw up a lot of plans that have already been made. In district week, like for example, next week I'm supposed to be down to FLETC, the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center, on Tuesday, but that may not happen. I may not be able to do that.
That's the facility down by Brunswick?
It is.
Yeah.
The facility down by Brunswick, and because I'm on the Appropriations Committee for Commerce, Justice, Science, and that's part of the Department of Justice, and we have their appropriation coming up quite literally in 2 weeks. I've been working through it this week, so they're looking at a need for expansion, and so there's going to be money involved one way or another.
Yeah. Well, what else you got before we go? I know you've always got something that's going on in your world that we need to know about.
Well, I will tell you that we passed a number of appropriation bills. We passed the legislative branch appropriation bill. We passed the defense appropriation. We passed Homeland appropriation, and we passed Milcon VA appropriation out of committee. So 4 bills now have been passed out of committee, and the ag bill as well. The ag bill was passed out of committee. So 5 actually. I'm sorry they're coming so fast. It's hard to keep track of them.
There are 12 appropriation bills, correct?
That is correct, and we
got 5 of them at least out of committee for a floor vote in the House.
Say that again, Pat.
Do we have those 5 have been passed out of committee and now we'll get a floor vote in the House?
That is correct. They will get a floor vote in the House. Yeah, they will. The focus, we in the Approps Committee have been working on those bills. We've got 7 more to get across the finish line in committee. None of them have gone to the floor yet, but they will be scheduled to go to the floor in July and to be passed in July, so that we can have all 12 appropriations passed before the September 30th deadline, and the Senate then can then focus on them in September, and maybe they'll focus on some of them in July, because we should have in early July we should have a number of them passed as well. They don't have to wait until all are passed to work on the individual ones, and that would be an accomplishment that hasn't happened in a couple of decades.
More than a couple. It's about 60 years since all 12 have been passed.
Seem like they're doing pretty good.
Okay,
much better working conditions up there.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Much better now that we have Republican House and Senate. You're right.
There you go.
Let's get her done. That's what I say. Let's get. And you got Fetterman. It looks like Fetterman's joined on. He's worried about him to begin with, but I think that stroke helped him just a little bit. So.
He has become much more moderate.
Yeah.
And I've been very pleased with that. To hear some of what he's saying, it's like, wow, he's starting to sound like a moderate Republican.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely is. So I don't know, but I know he better get in gear. I know New York City's fixing to go down the drain, looks like. So yeah.
Oh my word! What? Can you believe that?
I cannot.
You would think the Democrats would have learned something from the last election, but here they are going harder left. I mean, just absolutely, voting in or choosing for their Democrat nominee, not a socialist. That guy's a communist.
Flat out. I saw a post of his that he said violence is a social construct.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Right. He wants to defund the police. He wants to eliminate the prison system. He wants to have government-run grocery stores.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I mean, just put in your mind bread lines. That's exactly what would happen. Because, that's Soviet-style governance, and that has no place in a free market economy, and it has no place in the United States of America.
Well, don't tell the Democrats
Yeah,
what they're doing because they think they're spot on, man. Just leave them alone.
We'll just keep this to ourselves.
As my granny would
I
say,
think
bless
that's-
their heart.
Yeah, I think it's just a winning, solution for the Republicans.
Yeah.
I mean, lots of winning ingredients there. That's for sure.
Oh man, golly. All right. We have got to get to a break, Andrew. I always look forward to this day when you come on and talk to us. We appreciate you. And another thanks from all the people in the community for what you did with the damn deal with the TVA. And I know a lot of folks are breathing a sigh of relief, and we greatly appreciate what you've done.
Well, it's an honor to serve the folks of Towns County and the whole 9th District, and love doing that for folks. So it's an honor.
Well, we with you.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
We appreciate you, man.
Thanks, Andrew.
All righty, we got to get to some important stuff right here. Laverne and Lynn Phillips, this is their 3rd year anniversary. Happy anniversary.
Nice.
And it's also Laverne's birthday.
Happy
Cool.
birthday, Laverne.
Oh, man, two of the greatest people I know, and I guarantee it, when it comes to Lynn Phillips, he's the only guy that I would actually ride with in a wreck.
All right.
Yeah, you can rock it, man. Yeah, but Laverne and Lynn, happy birthday to you and happy anniversary to both of y'all. That's some of my kinfolk there that
Right on.
on my good side of the family. That's the good side.
That's a
of the
good side.
family. The good
That's right.
side. What you got?
What happened to you?
Well, I'm on the bad side.
He's the black sheep.
Yeah.
Man, I never knew this, but George, now he is the mastermind, one of the masterminds over there who does all the Logan Turnpike mill
Oh,
stuff.
right on.
So,
Amazing
and I didn't know
mastermind.
this, but he's actually a volunteer firefighter
Oh, right
too.
on.
Right.
So they're going to be tomorrow. They got an open house tomorrow, and that's Union County Fire Department Station 3 open house tomorrow, which is Saturday from 11 to 2. Free food, and you get to go out there and meet your volunteer firefighters.
Awesome.
Wow, we get to build a fire or anything?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do. Yeah.
Start a fire? Yeah.
You can.
Burn a Volkswagen or something. Or Tesla. No, we don't burn Tesla.
No, we don't do that anymore.
Oh, okay.
We do it anymore.
I'm behind on the thing. Is that all you got?
And I've got one other thing here too from the Habitat for Humanity thrift store. They have, let's see here, they have a huge parking lot sale. So they're selling their parking lot. No, yeah, okay. Parking lot sale. Gotcha. Okay. Everything outside, $5 each with lots of furniture. 225 Wellborn Street from 9 to 4. Bring a trailer and help a friend to load your treasures.
Right on.
Bring a friend.
That is a good
Bring it.
thrift store.
What
over
if you
there.
ain't got no friends?
Well, you can get a furry friend on Sunday at a sandbar at our fundraiser for the Mountain Shelter Humane Society. Open mic is being turned into a big fundraiser. They're having some pet adoptions as well.
Oh,
Bring
those
some
kind of
bring some
furries.
food. Oh yeah, those kind of furs,
Oh.
not the ones that you keep locked in your whatever. Yeah, no. So bring your pet food, bring your canned dog food, bring your bag dog food, cat food, bring your wallets, and we're auctioning off a really cool Ibanez guitar as well.
Stephen, you can hire a friend too.
You can't hire a friend. I know if you go to Bannister Cooper Funeral Home and you pass away, you can hire people to cry. They got criers.
There you go. No,
That's
you
what
can you can go and hire a friend. You need to go to OnlyFans.
What my luck would be they'd send Harry Vaughn. You'd be like, here's your friend. Like, shoot me, man. Oh well, what are you gonna
You
do?
sure know an awful lot about that OnlyFans thing there, Pat.
Hey, every once in a while, I need a friend.
You gotta log in.
Yeah, you gotta
No.
log in. That'll work. All right, always good with Andrew Clyde. Glad he come on there. So that's kind of settled. So anyway, we got Tommy Townsend. He walked in here in the office, and he's got. Good morning, Tommy. How are you?
How you doing?
Tell me about the Waylon thing, man. The Waylon
Yeah.
Jennings got a brand new album coming out, and he's been dead for how many years?
What, 20-something years?
Golly, man, that's what I'm talking about. When is it coming out?
The album's coming out October 3rd, but there'll be an album a year for the next 3 years.
So this is songs they found back in.
It's stuff Shooter found, back. I mean, when you record a record, you record 20, 30, 40 songs,
Yeah.
to pick and this is all of that stuff that was recorded was never released. And so we were out in LA last week and doing the single release, and it was Waylon's 88th birthday party. And then September 11th, we're doing a show in Nashville
Right.
that has to do with it. And I think we're doing one in Fort Worth, Texas. But the album comes out October 3rd.
What have you heard any of the songs?
I've heard every one of them.
Oh, wow.
Send them to me, man. Send them to me.
Well, they played them out there that night
Right.
in LA at the Viper Room, and
Right.
everybody had to give up their phones and lock them up.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah,
Wow.
because so
Wow.
nobody would record it and leak
Yeah,
it.
no bootlegger.
You know, so
Wow.
that was pretty smart. But yeah, Shooter told me about this about 10 years ago. When he was a kid, there was a door in the basement at home in Nashville that was always stayed locked,
Wow.
and he wanted to know what was in there. So it was all
Wow.
tapes that over the years, and some of the stuff was done in the mid 70s, late
Oh,
70s.
man, it's amazing. Gold.
So it's-
Gold.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
some
yeah,
good
yeah.
stuff.
Is it?
Yeah.
So, oh yeah.
That's the outlaw years too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, back when he was. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. High on cocaine.
So
Follow that train.
there you go.
Hey, we want a big shout out to Georgia Mountain Grading for this part of the show. We appreciate them. You can ask Packy. He come over and done some work for him, and he highly recommends them. So that being said, hey, it's the weekend. It's the weekend. Y'all get out. Don't forget, we're gonna have the flash mob on the square. So if you don't get flashed by some old man or old woman, just cruise through the town of Hiawassee from 12 to 1:30. Pat, you gonna be there flashing people?
No, I'm not going to be there.
A flash mob. That's
A
kind of
flash
weird.
It'll be fun though. I can
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Or
Yeah.
you can gear up for summer heat tomorrow by checking me out with Dire Wolf tonight at Sandbar. I'm sitting in and playing keyboards.
There you go. We'll talk to y'all Monday.